Ivy Hill Elementary School. She came in with the parents and with her staff, and they presented the reason why the school was moving up.
That's right.
She showed us how she was doing that with guess what? She was working with the union. She was working within the union contract. She didn't try to go to another school. She didn't try to close the school down to make it better. She was working with what she had, bringing in outside resources, bringing in other people and other organizations to help make the school better. But because, this is me saying this, it's not her saying this, because I'm sure she wouldn't say this. She's a very modest young lady. But because her model for improving and making schools better was not a part of the official standard brand coming from NPS, she was ostracized. And she was eventually pushed aside. But we can't let that happen. She didn't let that happen. She is still on the battlefield. So it was great honor and privilege that our final speaker is Ms. Lisa Brown, still principal of this school.
Thank you, June, for the love. It's an honor for me to be here again, and I'm not going to be very brief. I just want to sound the alarm. It grieves my heart as a product of parents who are graduates of Central High School and Weequahic High School. Charles and Mary Knox are my parents. My sister, Adrian Knox, worked for the Star-Ledger, which is an embarrassment. My sister, Stephanie Knox, works for the Essex County Sheriff's Department. I am Newark, okay? What has been happening in Newark is very personal to me. Anyone who knows me, who has been a part of my evolution as an educator. I've been in Newark as an educator, as a substitute teacher, as a vice principal, as a principal. And I've always been very proud, outspoken, and focused on children. That's what I'm about. I'm not a politician. I've never been politically correct. I've been here for kids. As a mom of 4, with my youngest sitting here now, 10, I have always treated any child that's been under my charge as if they were my own. And if it meant, as the leader of a building, a leader of a classroom, that it meant that I had to be sacrificed, and that's what it was about. Because it's not about me. And I really want to sound the alarm. I mean, I have to say I was very disappointed that people did not rally like they should, because we're under siege. And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. Do you all see we're under siege?
Yes,
here?
yes.
And as it was said earlier, we presented a wonderful blueprint of what needed to be done, okay? And there's a lot of, preach the stuff, preach, but no one's doing anything. What are we going to do? What else has to happen? What else has to happen? And that's a rhetorical question that only you can reflect and answer personally for you. What is your role in making something happen? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Because your child is entitled to have a thorough and efficient education. It's not something that is a question if they should. They're entitled to have it. You should be as passionate about it as I am. And that's all I have to say. Sound the alarm. This is ridiculous. Thank
you. She mentioned something for old-time Newark folks like me and Ralph Grant. She mentioned her father. Her father is Charles Knox, who used to be the police director for the city of Newark. And I remember when he was the police director of the city of Newark, things were a little different with the police. So as she said, she is Newark, she's a product of it, and we ought to all recognize those historical connections. Is that right, Ralph? Absolutely. All right. So are there questions, comments, suggestions. We can have some analysis of the two things that have been put on the table from folks who have been out there doing the boycott and the direct challenge by the students. We can talk about those activities, and we can talk about the advocacy by the YMS young people to put the matter of college preparation on the table. So we have all of those things that you can ask. I see three questions right here. One, two, oh, okay, one, two. All right, number one.
Hi, I just want to compliment the panel for being here. I want to say that it's really refreshing to see young people that are active and involved and doing things to affect change. I was going to present this question to the panel before, but I actually would like to ask you all. With social media and the impact that it has on our society, what would be some ways that we can change the way in which people are using it to really affect change? And instead of people blogging just for the sake of blogging, how can we just set better parameters so that when people are using social media, there is a reason, there is a result that they want from the use of it. If you are tweeting and you have people following you, you're saying you're a leader. So where are you leading these people? If you're following somebody, where is that person bringing you leading? So these are questions that have been kind of swimming around in my head. How can we take social media? It's a powerful tool. How can we use it to our advantage so that we can affect good things?
Is that youth members? All right. For those of you, she asked the youth members, how can we use social media so that it's more effective in terms of the politics of urban education that we've been discussing here today? Is that a good comment? Or just in general? We're using social media and people are taking action. She wants them to analyze some of their responses to that.
Well, there's a couple different answers to that question. I think first of all, in order to get someone really engaged on social media, you first have to have that one-on-one organizing time with them. That's the way we get a lot of other people to follow us. We have those conversations, we have those one-on-ones, and we try to encourage them to do the least thing they could do. Like, you could at least follow us on Twitter, you could at least use our hashtags or something. And then once you get someone to do it, you try to find someone who looks like a strong leader or has the potential to be a strong leader, which is like a 1 or a 2 in our books, in our organizing books. But it's important to make it cool for the youth at least. That's what we try to do. We try to make fun hashtags. Like, we took over Governor Chris Christie's hashtag it's a sure thing, and we used it for our advantage, so that was fun, like, crashing his hashtag. And we, like, and we got it. And it's just about, like, making your page and your posts fun, so that way kids can see them. Right now we have over 2,500 likes on our Facebook page and over 1,500 followers on Twitter. So it's really about, like, setting things out there that are not only informative, but also are motivational and fun at the same time. It's a mix of things, and we try to have different types of media going out there. We have videos, sometimes we have memes out there, we have sometimes just quotes or pictures. It's just all about, like, trying to reach out to different audiences and incorporate them all into one inclusive group.
Okay, my answer to it is basically something similar. Is getting the kids involved, making sure they know what they know what's going on. Let them know how can they help, and then that's what spreads it on. Because if you spread it on to one person, it'll go on to the next. So say, yeah, use my hashtag. And then when they use it, they see a friend, and then their friend will ask them, why did you use this hashtag? Because people have asked me before. And they're like, oh, because of this reason. That will spread it on. That spreads information, so it's all basically communicating. You must be able to communicate with the students in order to see them use the social media for the better of the good.
I want to, as someone who's a dinosaur and
and who likes the telephone much better than all of this electronic stuff. I want to ask a follow-up question to them and maybe to some of us out here. Do you think that electronic media such as we've been discussing can ever replace person-to-person contact? No? Somebody said it's quicker. All right, I just want to make sure. We're all on the same page. How many think you can organize people using Facebook?
It happens.
Okay, just want to know. I'm just your impartial person here. How many of you think that cannot be done? Organize people using Facebook. Okay. Some people might be a little intimidated because I saw some other people nodding their head. No. Okay, that's just an informal little poll here. Who else has a question? Yes.
So my question is, Darren alluded to, well, you stated about the illusionist of inclusion. What do you think we can do in the city about all the factions in regards to particular issues? There are a lot of factions. I think a lot of us are in agreement about certain things, but we're very, very separated in our approach. And I think that leads to, how can I say, more of what's happening. It allows it more so to go forth because we're not coming together in solidarity.
Okay, the question is, what can we do about all of these factions that abound in the city of Newark? And the question was to Darren Martin.
So I think it's real easy. When I was the president for New Jersey Acorn years ago, what we did was we fought on a lot of different fronts: education, housing, getting better jobs, people, etc. And we knew that there were certain factions of people that will come and infiltrate our organization and claim that they're with us. So once we started fighting on certain issues, so if you knew that your son was on the corner selling drugs and we started marching to the police station, we lost you as a member. If somebody from your family got a job for somebody at City Hall, and we go after people at City Hall, and it gets to your family member, then we lose those people. So here's my point. There's going to be a whole collage and a buffet, if you will, of people in the community. You're going to eventually get infiltrated by other folk, but the real core of the people, the queen always rises to the top. So you heard Ms. Lewis say earlier that we're not at the table of discussion, and especially when we're in the menu. You know what happens to the menu? They pick from the menu and they eat it. We need to start building our own tables. And see, the problem is we are, as you heard earlier, we are looking at what other people are saying was the perception of us, and we are not building our own table and making sure that the people that's at that table is real. Like, for instance, the organization, and I'll wrap up with this, organization Pulse, when I was asked to be a board member with them, because I'm not an organization jumper. Acorn to me was the most progressive organization around for years and years and years until both the Democrats and Republicans beat them up when Barack ran the first time, when Obama ran the first time, I'm sorry, and they didn't back them up, especially some of these Democrats. Don't get me started with them. You need people that are transformational, people that are not afraid to do direct action. That's what Pulse does, direct action. We don't care about hurting people's feelings, etc. You have to go after people, because guess what? This fight right here is about kids. And when you mess with our kids, you mess with us, so we got to go after you.